buttons, y'all. It's randomly, uniformly in search of paradise clarity. I was distracted for the last 30 minutes, and this happens a lot. And in fact, if you find yourself involved in social media, you probably already clicked away from this video.
Randomly, usually the opposite of uniformity, but the shifts in time form a certain parity. With the gesture of buttons comes clarity.
Like, you're not even watching it anymore or paying attention. Very few people take the time to really observe all of the details in what is captured in the moment. If you are easily led astray, which happens in the gray of your day, things can go disarray. Because attention requires retention. And it's easily likely for many of us to fall into what is known as a rabbit hole. What is a rabbit hole? A rabbit hole is a place in which you go down. You sort of like submarine yourself randomly. You go down a maze, you tumble. And when you're tumbling, you're finding different rocks that you're clipping. You are also, it's known as tripping. Like, you're tripping. And that's one of my favorite things to say, because a trip can be an event, an endeavor, a rendezvous, right? I'm going out on a trip, and it's not at all cool. Sometimes a trip can be scary, confrontational, dark. You find yourself like really discovering things that you held off. The light starts being exposed in darkness, basically. It's like, oh, I see it now. Oh, what am I gonna do? Gotta deal with it. So tripping is not necessarily a bad thing. But in my last book, Wait a Minute, Typo of Faith, chapter 9 is tripping on your trip. And I kind of talk about that, and I think the trip is time itself, but it's also how that time is being refined and realized, because time can be put off and ignored. And when you put off time, it catches up with you. So you just have the white shirt on, right? White pants, white shoes, white everything. Catch up. Caught up with you. So it's a trip, but I find it interesting how these rabbit holes of distraction are encouraged sometimes, especially if you can laugh. Like, I just found myself laughing, and I need not explain what I was laughing about because all of it is funny. I enjoy laughter. I enjoy the comedy of it all when you look at it too far, or quite plainly. It's all really just fun, this whole experience of life. Buttons, y'all. It's daylight savings time. We lost an hour. And was looking at my faithful Casio, which I did have to change because these don't change automatically. And time being the construct it is to help measure and appropriate and label and show up. How long we're here, how long we're not. Time is really of essence, they say. Time is of essence. Time is, you know, how many songs have been written about time? How many stories and books have been written about time? And we know that time is important because once you don't have it, you can't get it back. So it's a very powerful force. It's a very powerful phenomena, really, because it can literally or figuratively, creatively, anyway, time is involved. how long it takes to get to the point, how long it takes to get to that destination is determined by time. And it's determined by our perception of time, too. Time can slow up. Time can speed up. Time can not exist. That's crazy when you think about it. People say, I'm on my own time. Okay. But our time is correlated. It's connected. That's the thing about it. It's like we can be living in a different time zone. You can be staying somewhere watching this video and it's 3 o'clock in the morning when it's actually just 12 o'clock p.m. for me. Depending on where you are, you can be watching this video, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Whenever you're watching the video. That's the thing. Time is just a vehicle. Now, when you talk about something that's timeless, it's still a vehicle. But it's a vehicle that is earned its stripes, if you know what I mean. It's like, oh, this is timeless because it is proven over time. Because that's the thing. Time just can't be right now. It's measured overall. So you're looking at something that's constantly going. You can divide it up, chop it up, however you want to do it, but time is constantly going, right? And so someone might stop in one point in time, be like, this particular thing is so good, it's deserving to be timeless. But timeless is also subjective to a lot of measures. And by subjective, I mean that maybe something was valued as great and aesthetically wonderful because it was framed to be that way because the political ideology of that time period approved it. And then over time, consciousness increases and the masses of people understand this was actually horrible. Why was I ever doing this? Why was this ever celebrated? And then you can peel the layers into how time is used to propagate messaging. And that is all the time I have. Here's a story. One day I was driving in my car and I want to change lanes. I'm looking in my rearview mirror and I see a black range doing the same. Turn my blinkers on, start to make my turn. But he goes before me and now who's wrong? But I let the brother go on. I begin to thank God, I'm glad this man didn't hit my ride. See, I'm thinking it's done, but I catch something from the side of my eye. And if I don't move my head, I know that I'd be dead. Dead over lane changing what could make a man so angry. Let it go. Let it go. Is what J. Moss said. Prince said, all my life I kept my feelings deep inside. Never was a reason to let somebody know. Lover here, lover there, who cried, who cared, foolish pride. Never was a good seat at any of this man's shows. Until now, all I wanted to do is do what I do and bang, bang, bang on the drummer and love so-and-so. But now I gotta let it go. I gotta just let it go. And let the vibe just flow. I'm ready for the real. Give me something I can feel. What's another song about Let It Go? Let it go, let it go. The cold never bothered me anyway. And that is Let It Go from J. Moss, Prince, and Frozen.